Hello everyone. Let's see some example based on Kirchhoff's law. Okay, find the current through this 4 ohm resistance. We have to find out the current through this 4 ohm resistance using KVL, and already the currents are mentioned. Okay, so this loop currents are mentioned. So this is loop 1 and loop 2. So applying the KVL in loop 1, if I apply the KVL into the loop 1, so we start with this terminal. So 5 current flowing through this is I1. So 5 I1 plus current through this is 4 I1, but I2 is also flowing from this 4 ohm, that is I2 is in opposite direction of I1. So we will take I1 minus I2, 4 into I1 minus I2 plus 2I1 plus 2I1, that is voltage drop. Sum of the voltage drop is equal to EMF source. So EMF source is starting from the plus and ending at the minus, so we will take equal to plus 10. So when we'll take the plus 10, it is starting from the plus and end at the minus, so we'll take it as a plus 10. So it is 5 I1 plus 4 I1 minus I2 plus 2 I1 is equal to 0. So I1 I1 terms combining together, so 11 I1 minus 4 I2 is equal to 10. You can also write down these equations directly. Okay, so I1 is in this loop, so 5 plus 4 plus 2, that is 11. So 5 plus 4 plus 2 is, that is 11 I1. And take other currents depending upon the direction. So I1 is in this direction, I2 is in this direction. So 4 ohm is 4 minus 4. So why I'm taking minus? Because I2 is in opposite direction to the I1. So minus 4 I2 is equal to 10. So is equal to the voltage source starting from the plus to minus, it is taken as a 10. Applying KVL in the second loop, if we apply the KVL into the second loop, let us start with this 2 ohm resistance. Let us start with 2 ohm resistance. So it is, what is the current flowing through this? It is 2I2. So 2I2, okay, so 2I2 plus 2I2 plus 4I2, and I1 is in opposite direction, so plus 4 in bracket I2 minus I1 is equal to, as we starting from the negative terminal and reaching to the positive terminal, we have to take it as equal to minus 15. Here also we are starting with the negative terminal, it is negative terminal and ending with the positive terminal, so we have to take it as also negative, that is minus 20. So minus 15 plus minus 20, it will be minus 35. So I taking the terms I2 I2 together, so see I2 terms is 2 plus 2 plus 4 8, and I1 is in sharing, so I1, so minus 4 I1, as I1 is in opposite to this I2. If we take this direction like this, so then we have to take this plus 4 I1. Okay, so if you take the direction like this, we have to take the plus 4 I1 because both are in same direction. So solving this above equation, so we'll kill the I1 and I2 values. I got the I1 and I2 values, but what is the value of the current to the 4 ohm resistance? The current to the 4 ohm resistance is equal to I1 minus I2. So I1 minus I2, substituting the values of I1 and I2, so minus 0.833 minus in bracket minus 4.975, so it will give you 3.958. That is the current flowing in the downward direction, 3.958. It is I1 minus I2, so it will follow the direction of I1, so it is 3.958. So this is by applying the KVL law. Next we will find out the current through the 10 ohm and 2 ohm resistances. Sorry, I think wrongly posted example. uh, let's see the next example. Find the current through the 10 ohm and 2 ohm resistance using KVL law. So this is 10 ohm resistance and this is 2 ohm resistance. We have to find out the current flowing through this is KVL law. So this is the three mesh are given. This is I1 mesh, I2 mesh and I3 mesh, or three loops are given, I1, I2 and I3. So we have to find out the current flowing through it. So applying the KVL in loop 1. So if you apply the KVL in loop 1, so what is the current through this 5? The current in this direction is I1, current is in opposite direction, so to I1 minus I3 plus in this resistance is plus 2, current in this direction, this is in opposite direction, so plus 2 I1 minus I2 plus current through this is 5 and current is only I1, so plus 5 I1 is equal to, as we starting from the plus and ending with the minus, it is equal to 10. Or I can write down these equations directly also. So see, 5 plus 2 plus 5, that is 12 into I1. So I1 is flowing through the all, so 5 plus 2 plus 5, that is 12 I1 minus 2i2. Why 2i2? Because 2 is in sharing with the I1, and I2 and I1 directions are opposite to each other, so take it as a minus 2i2. Again, this 5 is sharing between loop 3 and loop 1, so minus 5i3, so minus 5i3. Why taking minus? Because I3 and I1 both are in opposite direction, so minus 5i3, and as we start from the plus and reaching to the minus, it is equal to 10. So this is equation number 1. Applying KVL in loop 2, if we apply KVL in loop 2, again we'll write down the direct equations. So I1 is in sharing with the I2, so I2 and I1 both are in opposite directions, so it is minus 2I1. I2 is flowing through all, that is 5 plus 2 plus 5, that is 12 plus 12 ohm, and this 5 ohm is in sharing with the third loop, that is minus 5i3. Why minus 5i3? Because I2 is in this direction and I3 is in opposite direction, so it is minus 5i3 is equal to minus 20. I am taking as minus 20 because we are starting with the minus terminal and reaching to the plus terminal, so it is taken as the minus 20. Okay, so in the loop 3, if we go in the loop 3, in the loop 3, this 5 is in sharing with 1, so current is in opposite direction, so it is minus 5i1. This 5 is also sharing with the loop 2, so it is minus 5i2 because both are in opposite direction. And if we take the sum of all, that is 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 10 plus 3, that is plus 26. I3 is equal to 0 because no source is there, so it is equal to 0. So this is equation 1, 2 and 3. If we solve these three simultaneous equation 1, 2 and 3, we will get the answer I1, I2 and I3. So these are the values of I1, I2 and I3. So what is the current through the 10 ohm resistance? It is equal to I3. And what is the current through the 2 ohm resistance? It is I1 minus I2. So current to the 10 ohm resistance is I3, that is minus 0.2381, and current to the 2 ohm resistance is I1 minus I2, that is 2.1429, that is in downward direction. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll see the next lesson we will see the superposition problems and Thevenin's problem. Thank you.